A question I see and hear asked a lot is how do I find and then how do I enter a rabbit show? Let me go show you how I do it. To find a show, the first thing you do is navigate to the ARBA website, www.arba.net. On this website, you can go to Member Resources, Shows, and you can click on Find a Show. Another way you can do it is you can scroll down, click here for a complete listing of all sanctioned shows. Even though it says Member Resources, you do not have to be an ARBA member to access this site and do this search or to enter and do rabbit shows. Search function setup, you can search by district. By scrolling through, you can choose up to 9 districts. The districts are established for geographical location inside the U.S., including Hawaii. The most common way that I look is I choose by state. So I'm going to search for shows in Florida. A list of shows for August 29th and August 30th, which is a Friday and Saturday. As you scroll down, you'll see that there's a lot of different options associated with that show. In reality, it's one big show. Let's talk about what this page is showing you. So there's an open all breed show on Friday, August 29th. Open means if you have a rabbit that meets the ARBA standard and it has an ear tattoo, you can enter the show. There's a youth show. Youth is 18 and younger. A youth can only show in either youth or open. If they show in youth, they cannot show in open for that show. On Friday night, Flemish Giants have a specialty show. So if you have a Flemish Giant, you can show in your specialty show and in your open show. On the right hand side of the screen, there will be a link to the show catalog. Click on that link. This show is called Leaves Are Falling, Autumn is Calling. Friday night, you have a single open, single youth, Flemish Giant specialty, and that show starts at 6 p.m. Then Saturday, you have a triple open and a triple youth. Triple open means 3 separate shows run back to back. So when you finish with one show, they'll call your rabbit up to a different table for a different judge for the second show, and again for the third show. Again, youth 18 and under. Youth can only show in either youth or open. Also on Saturday, this show has a Mini Rex specialty and a Netherland Dwarf specialty at 7 a.m. So if you have either a Mini Rex or a Netherland Dwarf, you can show in your specialty and then show in the 3 triple opens for 4 shows. It'll give you the address for this show. So this one is in Green Cove Springs, Florida. You can click on show info page, takes you to Facebook. For this show, important thing to note is who the show secretaries are. So for the open show, the secretary's name is listed along with their email address. If you're entering in youth, it's a different show secretary, and here's their email address. Mini Rex, Flemish Giant, Netherland Dwarf also have separate. So if you have a Flemish Giant and you're entering the specialty show and you're entering the open show, you have to send your entry forms to 2 different secretaries. You are not required to enter all the shows. If all you want to do is the Flemish Giant specialty, that's the only show you have to enter. If you don't think you can make it early enough to participate in the first open, you can enter the next 2 opens in the afternoon. Next important information you'll find on the show flyer, entry fees. This show charges you $6 per rabbit per show. That's for the opens. In this case, it's due by 8 a.m. at the show, so you don't have to prepay to go to the show. When you check in, either Friday night or Saturday morning, that's when they take your money. However, entries are due 8 p.m. Tuesday, so Tuesday of the week before the show on the 26th, you have to submit your entries. You have 1 day grace period for a late entry, but they upcharge you, $7 per rabbit. This show is unique in that they do day of show entries, $9 per rabbit. So if Saturday morning you decide you want to go to a rabbit show and you're close to this show, you can go and make your entries at the venue that morning. When you submit your entries, you'll get an email confirmation with your entry form. You want to check that entry form against what you submitted and against what you think you're taking. I've made mistakes on my entry form. They've made mistakes on the entry form that they send back. You need to check them. The reason that's important is no changes will be made after judging sheets leave the secretary for the judges table. Once the forms are at the judges table, they're final. If there is a discrepancy, your rabbit's probably going to get disqualified. If you don't get your changes submitted to them before Thursday of this show, and you make the changes the day you get there, they upcharge you. So if you have a tattoo number change you want to make, they're going to charge you $1 per rabbit per show. This show is also unique in that they do other show changes. Most shows that I've gone to will only do tattoo changes. This one will charge you $4 a rabbit, and they'll let you make almost any change to your entry. But again, it has to be done before that show starts and the judge has those entries. They'll list some hotels convenient to the venue. This show also has a vendor coming. That comes in handy if you want to have something specifically made, custom made, or make an order with that vendor. Contact them before the show, and then the item will get delivered to the show for you, and you don't have to pay shipping. Next, review the show rules. These are standard on almost every show that I've gone to, and it gives you the rules that the show superintendent will have all the breeders abide by. Sanctions. Sanction is a program administered by the National Breed Club for each breed. What happens there is if a show is sanctioned, that club will receive a copy of the show report, and they will award points to their club members based on how that person and that person's rabbits do at the show. If the show is not sanctioned, you still can show at that show. So for example, for this show, Dutch is not sanctioned for open. Dutch owners can still come to that show, still have their show judged, and still win either best of breed, best opposite sex, different varieties, maybe even best in show. They just won't earn any sweeps. English Lops, on the other hand, are sanctioned. So for this show, English Lop, the Lop Rabbit Club of America will receive a show report, and they will award sweeps points to their club members based on how well they do at that show. Again, a show does not have to be sanctioned by the National Club for that breed for you to bring and show your rabbit. You don't have to be a member of any club to bring and show your rabbit. Now let's talk about the entry form itself. So I found and downloaded a Rabbit and Cavey Show entry form off of the internet. I just did a search for entry form, came up with a generic form, and I've successfully used this for every show that I've gone to. It'll have the exhibitor's name, address, city, state, phone, zip code, email address. The important part that you fill out is your actual rabbit entry. I enter Silver Fox. So my breed for the show entry form is Silver Fox. Silver Fox currently has 2 varieties. I show black and chocolate. So I have a black rabbit entered and a chocolate rabbit entered. Then the ear number is the tattoo for that rabbit. Class, Silver Fox is a 6 class. However, I've only got seniors, so each one of them is listed as a senior. Other choices would be intermediate, if your rabbit class includes intermediate, and junior. Sex, buck or doe. And then I put an X under the different open shows that I'm entering. If it's a specialty show, I'll mark that one. But remember, specialty show entries get sent to that club secretary for entry. So if I entered open and a Silver Fox specialty, I'm going to be sending 2 emails. One to the open secretary and one to the Silver Fox specialty secretary. When I send that, within 24 hours, I'll get a confirmation email. And then after that, I'll get an email with the actual entries. And like I said earlier, check them. Other types of shows that you could see advertised include fur. At the end of an open show for your breed, if it's a fur class, you can enter it in a fur competition. The judge will only be evaluating fur. Other types of shows that I've seen, meat breed class, which is like a mini open, but only for meat breed rabbits. And rare breed, again, it's like a mini open show, but only for rare breeds. If you're not sure if your rabbit meets in a different category, email the show secretary and they'll be glad to help you. If you have any questions, drop me a comment below and I will get back to you. I hope to see you at future shows. Thank you.